Onyinye was a beautiful maiden who lived in a small town with her parents.
highlifeng.com.
Onyinye was the only child of her mother and father. They lived in a small hut in the village. Onyinye was the most beautiful maiden in that town. They all worshipped Onyinye like a mini god. Whenever Onyinye passes their presence, it was like manners were falling from heaven. Onyinye was indeed beautiful. The old men in that community were competing against each other on who was going to get married to Onyinye. Both the old and young, they were all competing. They would bring their goods, their livestock. The farmers will bring home the livestock they got from farming just to please the heart of Onyinye. Onyinye would collect yams from different men, promising them that she was going to settle down with them. They were all like slaves to Onyinye. The men in the community were not spared away from this. They all competed in this battle of who was going to win Onyinye to herself. Men from other villages came to ask her hand in marriage. Onyinye would welcome them to her home. But when she discovers that they were not rich as what she wanted for herself, she would chase them away from her home. She rejected a lot of suitors that came to ask her hand in marriage. It was like a epidemic for her. Onyinye was not finding this funny when she would find out that they were not even rich. Onyinye would scream and chase them away. The gossip about Onyinye chasing suitors away started spreading among the village and other villages. A young man found out about this and said to himself, "I am going to win Onyinye." He boasted to his friends. Her friends would ask her, "Onyinye, what do you want?" And she would say, "I want a rich and wealthy man. A man that has a big mansion, cars, and a lot of money. I don't want to get married to a poor man." One day, Onyinye went shopping, and there she met a man who told her that he was interested in her. He took Onyinye to his mansion. "This is one of my many houses. I have a lot of mansions, and this will be yours when we get married." He bought expensive gifts for Onyinye, and Onyinye was convinced he is the one. Onyinye was so happy that he brought him home and introduced him to her parents. "This is who I want to get married to." He quickly told Onyinye's parents that he was coming with his people for the introduction and for them to get married. Soon the date was set and the marriage began. They wedded together, and Onyinye was so happy that she had gotten the man of her dream. Her traditional marriage was massive. It was the talk in town. A lot of people were talking about Onyinye's marriage. It was a big wedding. Other men in the community were not happy that Onyinye had chosen another man from another village over them after wasting their time and resources on her. They all wished her bad luck. Onyinye got to her husband's home and started living the dream she had always wanted for herself. It was very soon that her husband's friend came back from the vacation he went to, and she later discovered that the mansion, which was claimed by her husband to be his, wasn't his mansion after all. He came and chased them away. Onyinye regretted marrying for money. She soon discovered that he was a poor man from a very poor background. She was so ashamed to go back to the village or even to her parents. She learned a big lesson that money doesn't bring happiness, and proudness would always come with deceit. She learned a big lesson of her life. She started building life with him, even if she wasn't in love with him after all. I hope you learned something from this story.